What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Regaming27, and I'm back again with a brand new video. And if you hadn't seen my video yesterday, it's called Rant. Sony's trying to rip off gamers, trying to trademark Let's Play. And I liked the video. A lot of people liked it, and check it out if you hadn't seen it. Of course, I got a lot of dislikes because, of course, you got the ponies going to defend everything Sony is doing, even though if it's wrong, they still going to defend it. So yeah, check that out. The video will be in the description below. And if you can tell by how I'm sounding, got a new microphone, the blue microphone. My buddy Alex, Accent Gaming, he recommended me to get one, and I finally got one. So I won't be sounding all crazy no more. So hopefully this is a better quality, and if y'all feel that this is better quality, just let me know. And pretty soon I'm gonna get a better looking camera. So I'm trying to be more professional on my channel, and I still want to do more and bigger and better things with my channel this year. And another thing, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for supporting me and everything, and let's keep growing, and let's keep spitting the truth out to these gamers out here. But on to today's video. Today I want to talk about what happened to Nintendo, because remember when Nintendo used to be the household name, when you could have a TurboGrafx 16, or you could have a Sega Genesis, or even Atari Jaguar, and basically you're a kid and maybe you stayed up too late to you playing games, and all of a sudden your mom or your dad telling you to turn off that Nintendo even though you don't even have a Nintendo. That's how Nintendo used to be relevant back in the day. And right now, it seems like Nintendo is the third wheel. They already ready a stepchild in this gaming industry. And they are kind of like the laughing stock because, a lot of people, just don't take Nintendo seriously anymore. And honestly, Nintendo needs to stay in this home console market in order to keep stability, with different types of games, with different genres. We already know what kind of games we get from Nintendo. And as far as Microsoft and Sony, a lot of them they share the same content. They share the same games. About 75% of the gaming library on both consoles share the same games, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Assassin's Creed, Madden, NBA 2K. All those games you can get it on your Xbox or PlayStation. But with Nintendo, they got their own IPs that you can't get on the Microsoft platform or on the Sony's platform. And that's why Yoshida said last year that Nintendo needs to stay in its home console market to keep stability, to I guess to separate the consoles from one another. And honestly, with Nintendo, they used to be the go-to console back then, and they are not the go-to console now. They are like the secondary console. Even the Wii was a secondary console, even though they won a generation as far as console sales, but they will still consider it as a secondary console. So this is two straight Nintendo generations that their home console was considered a secondary. And Nintendo, they got to, look at themselves in the mirror and basically and tell themselves, do we always want to be in last place, or do we want to compete again and be the top dogs that we used to be during the NES and the SNES days, because they were the top dogs back then. But they have the funds, they have the resource, they have everything to do what they need to do. But it has a lot to do with who's running Nintendo. And God bless his soul. Iwata, of course, he passed away back in the summertime, and he was a good president. And would I still want him to be the president of Nintendo as of today? Probably not. Because I didn't like the direction that he was going with the Wii U. But then again, he did drop the NX Talk and a whole bunch of secretive meetings that they had, trying to basically sweep the Wii U under the rug and drop more NX information. But Iwata, he did a really great job with the DS and the Wii era. And as far as knowing your market, knowing the Western market, it just wasn't we wasn't gelling, because the stuff that we want out here in the West, like we're not getting it from Nintendo, or we're not getting it as fast enough. But Nintendo, they have to remember that North America is their biggest, strongest territory as far as profit goes, their sales, because a lot of gamers out here in the States or Canada or whatever, the majority of us gamers, we love to play games out here. That's basically what majority of their money is going. Well, that's how they getting their money from us. Majority of it. I'm not trying to discount Europe. I'm not trying to discount Japan, but North America is the strongest territory, and a lot of us feel that sometimes we get overlooked. And of course, you got the whole region locking situation. I just hope they would do something. I hope they will get rid of that, because we know Sony got rid of that, the region locking and all that. Localization, localizing some of their games, and just little stuff like that. I just wish that Nintendo just get rid of. And of course, you have to market. You have to market your games. You have to market your console. Even if you got third party games, market it. How you think Sony and Microsoft is so successful? How you think Call of Duty is so successful, selling 5 to 10 million units every year? Not only on two consoles, I'm talking about on one console. Look at Call of Duty 4. It sold 10 million units on the PS4, and it sold, I believe, 5 million, a little bit over 5 million on the Xbox One. That's over 15 million units of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 sold. 15 million sold within a couple of months. It's been out 2 or 3 months. That's pretty damn good. And just think, if Nintendo could get on if they can actually get some of that profit, if they could, get some of their old school gamers, some of these hardcore gamers back on the Nintendo system, maybe they can solidify, I guess the rights to advertise, some of these third party games, like how Sony did with Destiny. A lot of people actually thought Destiny was a PlayStation exclusive, and guess what? It sold a lot better on the PlayStation. I'm not sure if that's a sign that if that's the way Nintendo would like to go, but it would help in the long run. Maybe they might, lose out on some money, but sometimes it takes money to make money, and it worked with Microsoft. It worked for Sony. Nintendo need to take chances. That's what's hurting Nintendo. They like to stay in that safe zone. By them staying in that safe zone, they are basically Microsoft and Sony is pulling far and far away from Nintendo, because Nintendo, like I say, they stay in the safe zone. They want to do everything, by the book, by the rules and everything. They don't want to bend the rules, and that's why they are stuck in their old ways. That's why they're stuck in the past. That's why they not, basically the top dogs anymore. Because Sony and Microsoft, they like to take chances, and by them taking chances, it really worked. And I'm not saying that Nintendo as a whole is a failure, because they are still making profit off of the Nintendo 3DS and the Amiibos. It's surprising they are making profit off the Wii U, because they still didn't give us a price drop. It still cost $300 for the system. So I don't think that the Wii U is going to get a price drop anytime soon. But honestly, Nintendo, they just need to take chances. They need to take chances with this next Nintendo home console, hybrid, whatever. They need to take chances. If it's a hybrid, handheld attached to the console, I think that might be good. It might be good, because we already know Nintendo, they like to do things differently from Microsoft and Sony. And if they could have a powerful system, a lot more powerful than PS4, have an achievement system, have all kinds of cool features that you see in these systems these days. It's not all about you pop a game and you play. That's so 1990s. Like technology is progressing, tremendously every day, and Nintendo has to catch up, on times and everything. Hell, do you think people buy smartphones just to make phone calls? No. People buy smartphones to download a lot of apps, to play games or whatever, Skype, Google Hangouts. Sometimes I be on Google Hangouts on my smartphone. So, these cell phones these days, it's not all about talking. It's all about doing whatever. That's how these video game consoles are. It's a multimedia device. So a lot of y'all old school gamers, a lot of y'all Nintendo apologists out there keep on talking about, well, it's a video game console. It should just, you pop a game in and you play it, and that's it. No, That's like 20 years ago. No, it's not like that no more. It's not like that no more. That's why Nintendo is basically stuck behind time. That's why Nintendo is still in last place, because of that kind of thinking. And, like I said, man, I guess with, Nintendo, what happened, I know a lot of people want to point back to the N64, generation, whenever they stuck to the cartridges, and it kind of left a bad taste in third-party mouths. And, some people think it has a lot to do with the 80s, whenever they had a chokehold on the gaming industry, had these strict policies, and around that time, the Sega Master was out. The Sega Master was a superior console than the NES. It was a lot better looking, if you want to look at the multi-plats, but as Nintendo's policies, was really strict with third parties, like, forcing them to not to make games on that console. It kind of left a bad taste in, some of their mouths. That's just my theory. I know you can agree with me or disagree. And that's why I think when the trouble started with third party support, yeah, even though the Super Nintendo had third party support, but whenever whenever Sony came out with their PlayStation, like, it seemed like everybody left them. Like, why would the third parties had your back for all these years, making all these games for you, and all of a sudden, whenever a new console comes out, they just all of a sudden just left you. Like, there's a reason why they left, Nintendo, and I think it has more to do, more than just the cartridge situation. I think it has something to do with the 80s as well, and of course the cartridge has a lot to do with it too. Knowing that the cartridge, it was more expensive to develop games for cartridges around that time. It was. Of course, you got the GameCube era when they decided to have it was a powerful machine. The GameCube was powerful, but the disc size, it was, yes, Nintendo, they did it again. They try to be different in a bad way that kind of left, a bad taste in, some of these other third parties, mouths. And don't get me wrong, they had good third party support. They did. And, as far as console sales goes, it was a commercial failure, because they barely sold over 20 million, and by Nintendo standards, that was really bad. And if you think that is bad, look at the Wii U. The Wii U is barely at 12 million. That's horrible. How can you damage control that? This is not the Nintendo I grew up with. I'm not saying that Nintendo needs to, basically be the powerhouse again. Just give us the games that we've been wanting on our Nintendo console. We want our Nintendo console to be our number one console to play on, not buy a Nintendo console just to play Nintendo's games. No, I don't like that. I want to play my third party games on Nintendo. That's just how it is. And if Nintendo, continue this trend whenever the NX comes out with this Wii U situation, if they do something similar to the Wii U, then I believe that's going to be it for them. Especially, with the install base continuously in decline every generation. It declined every generation, like, seriously. And if the Wii U end at, like, let's say whenever the NX comes out, the Wii U be at like around maybe 15 or 16 million. Okay, what happens if the NX is a lot worse than the Wii U? Then what do y'all think the install base could be? 5-6 million? How in the hell can Nintendo stay in the console market if they continuously make these kind of business decisions, these practices that leaves a bad taste in these consumers' mouths? Like, a lot of people just can't take Nintendo seriously anymore. But then again, as a gamer, as a Nintendo fan, I love their IPs. I hate to see them leave. I hate to see Nintendo leave. Like Legend of Zelda is one of my all-time favorite franchises. I love that game. I hate to see that on the PlayStation platform. I hate to see that on the Microsoft platform or a PC. That needs to stay with Nintendo. Mario needs to stay with Nintendo. Star Fox needs to stay with Nintendo. Metroid needs to stay with Nintendo. And Nintendo, y'all need to get y'all shit together, man. I know that y'all trying to get this NX, y'all trying to get this stuff right and try to do it again. And I have some high hopes for the new president. And he knows the West. He used to be the president for North America. So I have some hope that they, whenever the NX comes out, I really hope that they will sell, pretty well. And I think they're going to make a rebound. That's what I'm thinking. I think they're going to make a rebound. But as far as what happened, with Nintendo back then and why they are what they at right now. It just sometimes being too different, it can bite you in the butt. It's being honest. And of course, a lot of people say Microsoft and PlayStation, they are similar, but by them being similar, like it's been working. It's been working, even though they share a lot of the same games. Of course, they got their own little exclusives. But what happened if Nintendo had the same amount of third-party games, with Microsoft and Sony, but they have a lot more IPs. We already know Nintendo has more IPs than Sony and Microsoft. Their IPs is golden. Their IPs sell really well. Just think if they have all that powerful console. Let's say it's a hybrid as well too. They have the achievements. They have everything that you want out of a Nintendo console. Then I believe that this NX is going to sell really well, and hopefully I can stop complaining. But like I said, the Wii U was a good console. It could have been better. It's underrated. It's not my all-time underrated console, because the Dreamcast can always be in my heart as my most all-time favorite console that was very appreciated. But it's gonna be second. That's just my opinion. But anyway, guys, I didn't went too damn long. I'm at like 16 minutes in this damn video, but y'all know how I am when I talk about Nintendo, man. I could go all day. So maybe maybe I'll do a podcast about it. I know I did a podcast with Burr Hugger yesterday. It was strictly Nintendo, but maybe this could be one of my topics whenever I do my podcast on Thursday. So if you're listening to this, I'm doing, I do my podcast every Thursday around 8 o'clock Central Time. That's 8 o'clock. That's my time, Central. So if you on the East Coast, that's 9 o'clock. If you're on the West Coast, that's 6 o'clock, and Mountain Time, of course, that's 7 o'clock. So if you have time, stop by, check us out. We talk about some really great topics, and I really appreciate y'all for y'all support. And anyway, guys, y'all just give me your thoughts and opinions about this Nintendo situation. What did they do to basically become irrelevant, and why? And just give me your thoughts and opinions on what do y'all think what the future going to hold for the Nintendo home consoles. Do y'all think they going to have another console whenever the NX generation is up? Do y'all think they're going to somehow manage to stay in the console market? Y'all just let me know how y'all feel about it in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and please share my video. I would really appreciate if y'all share my video on Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus. I really would appreciate that. And once again, it's your boy Regamer 27, and y'all have a good day.